My name is Dr. Ashley McClure, and I want to share my personal story of what called me as a physician to get involved in the climate crisis. So my husband and I welcomed our baby girl, Cala Lucia, in May of 2018. Maternity leave let me step off the fast-moving train of medical training, then practicing primary care medicine for 7 years. On August 19th, sleep deprived with my 10-week-old baby girl taking an afternoon nap in my arms, I happened upon the documentary, The Inconvenient Truth sequel. Hot tears streamed down my cheeks and fell onto hers. As the cool intellectual way that I'd taken in the facts of climate change until then washed into grief and terror for what each warming decade will mean for the precious child asleep on my chest. When she's 30, California will be a desert, charred by hellish year-round climate fires, and she might never really get to make the choice to be a mom herself. She might not ever get to feel the depth of this love more powerful than anything I've ever known before becoming a mother. My mama bear's instincts to protect my cub made the climate crisis visceral and personal. And then on November 8th, the climate crisis punched me in the gut as Northern California burned yet again in the infamous Camp Fire. For the 13 days before the Thanksgiving Day rain, the Bay Area was blanketed by toxic smoke from the north. We huddled inside for weeks with an indoor air purifier, trying to protect her tiny 5-month-old lungs from the choking smoke outside. I compulsively checked the air quality index, monitoring our local levels and wondering if maybe tomorrow I could safely take my baby for a walk in the neighborhood. Depressed to find the pollution still in the very unhealthy range, I started wandering the globe's air quality maps, realizing that in India and in China, their local air pollution levels were always this toxic because of dirty coal power plants and diesel engines, whose pollution is simultaneously fueling the climate crisis. I woke up in the nightmare preview of what all our children's futures will be if we keep burning dirty fossil fuels, toxic air, unnatural disasters, and magnitudes of avoidable human suffering that my direct medical care as a doctor will be totally insufficient to treat. Suddenly, there was no way for me to be the mother or the physician or a person I respect without becoming an agent for changing our disastrous warming trajectory. How could I carry on acting normal while our children's future is on fire? Every day we remain silent about the climate crisis is like rolling up the windows and throwing away the key while leaving all of our children in a hot, locked car on a hot, forever day. So I started showing up at the local chapter meetings of the Citizens Climate Lobby, nursing my baby beyond her bedtime in hot, crowded community gathering rooms. But I quickly realized that I wasn't leveraging my greatest tool, my status as a doctor. As a member of one of society's most trusted professions, this was the key resource that I have to give the climate movement. I came back to work for maternity leave, motivated to grow concern for the climate crisis in my medical community. Waking up to climate had expanded my sense of professional responsibility. To be a good doctor today requires figuring out how to bring medicine upstream, not only to protect everyone's future, but to immediately protect my patients with diseases caused by where they live, like my patient, Ms. Johnson, who lives too close to the fog of diesel fumes from the freeway in her backyard for me to ever really be able to control her asthma. So I started networking with any colleague who was concerned about climate or environmental justice. I found mentors and allies who understand that neither our families nor our patients can be healthy if the air in our communities is sick. And eventually, I co-founded the nonprofit Climate Health Now. We are a community of health professionals across California who embrace the fact that health is political, that there's no medicine to cure toxic air, and that the climate crisis is a health emergency. To do no harm, we must organize and advocate for urgent climate action in order to protect health. So we are building a movement of healers calling a climate code blue because lives are on the line and we need you to join us. As the window to cancel climate apocalypse closes in the next 9 years, we understand that the greatest good we can do with our professional credentials is to put on our white coats and to stand up for health by making our way to the front of every boardroom, into every legislator office, and to demand that every decision maker responds to our collective climate emergency by acting with urgent policies to protect our children. My daughter and all our children deserve clean air in every breath they take in a stable climate on a healthy planet. And this is why I invite you to join Climate Health Now, to link arms with your colleagues to stand up for health. Our silence is doing harm, so we must stand up together today to safeguard all of our children's future.